There is a beautiful place in Dambai, Oti regional capital in Ghana, that Africans do not know of, that Ghanaians do not know of, that majority of people in Oti region do not know of, and even majority of residents in Dambai do not know of. But the white like this so much that they fly all the way from abroad to come and stay and experience nature, socialize, find happiness, and get rejuvenated. This place is called the Dream Village. Welcome to Dream Village, a place you can find eco village, agric training, agric tourism, regenerative agric hub, agric resource center, dream development, and tourism center. Now, come with me as I take you to Dream Village. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I sincerely welcome you to Near Digital Media. My name is Paul Lingua, and today I actually brought you to one of the finest place in Oti region. That is Dambai, Oti regional capital. And what is this? This is a village, okay, that is actually situated in Dambai, the Oti regional capital, as I indicated early on. And you will never find this particular center or a place in any part of Ghana. So it has a lot of mind-blowing stuff, and in a jiffy I'll be introducing you to some of these things. So this is where we say welcome to Dream Village, eco village, agric training, and then agric tourism, also generative, agric hub, agric resource center, and then dream development. So ladies and gentlemen, in a jiffy I'll be talking to the man behind this particular place, and trust me, you'll be willing to come to this place. A lot of people from diaspora, that's to say the white, actually come in here to do a lot of things, and trust me, it's a place to actually be. So if you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe and then turn on the notification bell. Follow me or journey with me while I take you into details of what will blow your mind in this particular place. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Digital Media, and I'm in Dream Village with the executive director right here with us, and he'll be taking us through to so many things. So in the jiffy, you get to know a lot of mind-blowing things that I indicated early on, okay, in this particular village. And you're welcome, Chief.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Super good.
What's your name?
My name is Clement Matomason.
Clement
Matomason.
What does it mean?
Matomason actually means I don't talk about my issues.
You don't talk about your issues, but you're talking about today. That's your issue. Anyway, good. So tell us more about Dream Village.
Well, Dream Village is more or less of a safe haven for people to come and dream and develop their own potential. That's what it's about. The space provides basic food, accommodation, everything for innovators, dreamers, and people who just want to go into nature and find themselves. That has been the dream for many, many years, and we continue to develop it as it is. This is not the only place. We've been developing it from Damango, Tamale, Zongo Macheri, and now Dambai.
Okay, so when was Dream Village formed?
The concept started in 2007, and we've been developing it since.
Okay, so where is its main headquarters? Is it in Ghana?
Yes, it's developed by me, and it's everywhere I go, I try to put a small space where people can find this kind of space. We started in Damango, moved to Tamale, Zongo Macheri, and now this is the 4th location.
Okay, so looking at how you started all of this, what is the motivation behind that?
The main motivation is that for me, as growing up, I grew up a lot on the streets, and a lot of people took care of me. I was in the hands of mechanics, masters. I was in the hands of food sellers. I was in the hands of, and all these people inspired me and built me up in a way. So I realized that it is actually possible, as we say, it takes a village to raise a child. For me, this village was in scattered locations where other people looked out for me. So, and I think it's possible to create a space where we can bring in resources and all kinds of people to help grow the next generation of dreamers, people who have bigger vision of what they want to become. And so that's what Dream Village is all about, creating the safe space for people to come to and find themselves. And like I said, for me, this was in scattered places, but I want to bring this together in one space where people can find themselves.
And how does this place impact people's life?
The fundamental is that you go to a place where people can believe in you.
Okay.
That's the core of Dream Village.
Okay.
If you come here and you say you want to build a rocket,
okay,
we are going to help you to do it.
okay,
You have a team of people who believe that it's possible to build it. You know, instead of the normal stereotype where the first thing is, oh no, it's not possible. In Dream Village, when you come, the first thing is possible. Let's find out how.
Okay.
And that's the whole purpose of Dream Village, is to kind of create a safe space where everything is possible until proven otherwise.
Okay, so would people have to pay before they visit here?
Dream Village is not necessarily a paying space, but we also don't believe in free.
Okay.
We believe in putting in your part of it to be part of the whole ecosystem.
Okay.
So if you come, you're not just going to say, oh, I'm not paying, so I get to live here for free. But you can be part of the community. So if we are building, you are part of it. If we are farming, you are part of it. If we are teaching, you are part of it. So you become a part of this place. So even though it's not free, it's not completely free. It's also not completely paid for. But you exchange your contribution, your energy, your knowledge, everything as part of the space. But if you do come and then you don't have any skills and we have to train you, obviously then we'll have to look at what kind of exchange we can make. It doesn't always have to be about money. It also can be in terms of knowledge, capacity, skills, whatever you can offer. But on the worst case, we can also say, okay, you pay something small, you get trained. But the payment is not relative to the kind of training and experience you're going to get here. It's not possible.
Okay, so fast forward. I understand that white people come to visit this place, and what do they come to do?
They come to find themselves. That's it's a bit of surprise that this place was built on the purpose of inspiring Africans, Ghanaians like me. But unfortunately, it looks like more people from Europe are coming here.
Yeah, and patronizing this place than the blacks, right?
Yes, and they get to know even more about this place than most Ghanaians.
What do they actually find here that is so attractive to them that they move away from wherever they come from, and then they will not even stop at the what do you call it,
the big cities.
Capital city,
the big cities
of Ghana. How to move away from there to this place?
Like I told you, it's about building dreams, building purpose, and a lot of people are disconnected in Europe from their community, from family, from the way of thinking, from nature. There's a lot of things that make Dream Village unique. That is that we believe in nature, the power of nature, connecting ourselves to nature, because we are a part of nature as well. That's why most of our architecture is local huts. We do most of our buildings based on local technology. And so when people come here, they get to be how we used to live our lives. Like our grandfathers used to live our life. You get to be part of the land. You get to be part of the plants, the water. There's so many things that makes here unique. And people come here just to find themselves. And like I said, when they come, they learn about their dreams. Some of them, they had certain passions and dreams and aspiration that in Europe normally they can't see it happening.
Yeah, so quickly, let's actually look at these beautiful pictures over here. Can you actually take us through that?
So we have a program we call Dreamtime Kids, where children from the communities around here come to this space, and they come and learn about agriculture, they come and learn about computing, they come and learn creative arts, presentation skills, they learn about animals. We take them on excursion, they learn about marketing, A whole lot of things. The
Okay.
idea is to create interest in agriculture
Okay.
and to make them see that agriculture is not just about hoe and cutlass.
Okay.
So that, and also to let them value our local materials and local resources.
Okay.
Because a lot of these things, for instance, stones that they use to create creative arts. Some of them just see the stone as just normal stone. They don't see it as anything. A lot of the plants that we have around here are medicinal and has a lot of purpose, but they just pass them without knowing. So you give them a second chance to see some of our local resources from a different perspective,
Okay.
and then give more value to it. And we do a 6 months program, and out of that 6 months, we expose them to a lot of resources and technical people and materials and traveling and all that. And then after that, the 6 months, we graduate them with where they have also skills in computing, technology, different kind of things. And this was the first cohort. After this, next month, we will start preparing for the next cohort. And
All right.
usually there are about 20 of them to start with.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, you've actually heard it from the horses or mouths, detailing to you what is actually happening here, things that he does this place, and it's actually good to be here. But then in a jiffy, we'll be taking us through some of the, amazing plants that we have here. Some you could extract oil and so many things. And there are a lot of, agri stuff that he actually, planted, and then it's also rare and so many things. So just journey with us while he takes us through that.
Surely.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, right here, I'm with Mr. Clement, and then he'll be taking us through some of the things that I early on indicated that he'll be letting you know. So I've seen some rabbits here.
Yes.
And can you let us understand, know what they are?
Yeah, so we do, as part of the program, is to expose the community children and our community, the farmers that come here, to appreciate some of the resources that we have locally. Because if you look, most of our people will go into the bush to try to cut rabbits and grass cutters and whatever. Why not rear them? Instead of going into the wild, putting yourself in the danger in the middle of the night hunting rabbits, rear them. So we try to change the mindset a little bit from rearing of the animals to the poultry. We have sheep and pigs, and of course the rabbits, guinea fowls. All of these things are here, and the idea is to bring food security to the doorsteps of the people, show them how it's done, and then they can look at it and also replicate the same. So yeah, of course here more of the children come here to play, so you can see toys even in the in the huts, but it's just a makeshift building. It was made for a platform, but we also decided to divide it as a hiding place for the rabbits, and this is where they are hiding. And yeah, we have a number of them. Sometimes we even open them to roam around, but they started going into the wild and joining the local ones. But the idea was to have them around. First, we come, you see them lying down, sleeping around, but the wild ones started taking them into the bush, so we now keep them here a little bit.
All right. The other time I came here for a visit, just mere visit, I
Yes.
was made to understand that there are a lot of plants, medicinal plants here.
Yes.
And some you use them to extract oil from it, and a lot amazing plants, mosquito repellent, a whole lot. So let's see some of these things that are actually making people visit this place, and then saying this place to be exceptional, and none of this type could be found anywhere in this country.
Yes. It's not possible to even, because people cannot smell, but it would
Okay.
have been nice if you had the experience.
Okay. This.
Yes, it's normally used for tea,
Okay.
for stomach related troubles. Normally people like to use this. We have the miracle plants.
Okay.
We
Where
have
is it? Where's the miracle plant?
this one.
This very one.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the
In the
miracle
locally
plant.
they call it tamiawu.
Tamiawu. Okay.
Yes.
And what do you use it for here?
A lot of healing properties for cough, cold, ingestional problems. It's a super booster.
Okay.
It's a super booster.
All
And
right.
so yeah, The main thing is showing people how to use it for healing purposes. Besides that, there are so many more. We have vetiver.
Which one is that?
Vetiver is a long one here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every place is herb.
Okay.
This is oregano. This is oregano. It's also a herb.
What is it used for?
Normally used for cold-related flus, and also used as a spice.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have our main garden where you find majority of all these other species
I
there.
think we have to go there too.
Yeah. So we have also citronella, which we use to distill oil for this repellent and insecticides.
Okay.
We have chaya, which is local spinach. Yeah, we have about 37 different species of plant that are intentionally brought here to plant. And then, of course, we also work together with the local ones.
So which one is this?
This is the lemongrass.
And what is it used for?
Lemongrass, we produce tea out of it.
Okay.
And yeah, this is what we also market to the international market. People buy it, also the tea of the lemongrass. This is the one I call the vetiver.
Okay. And
So that
the vetiver
one
is used for what?
That one is used mainly to help in topsoil, building of the topsoil and erosion, but also used for like the roofing that we do here.
Okay.
But mainly this is one especially designed for soil. You see our soils are very hard, so we use it to check the soil erosion a little bit.
So some of these plants that you have in your gardens, did you actually get them from Ghana, or maybe you brought them from elsewhere?
These plants are a collection from different places.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the Dreamers Garden, and Mr. Clement will be taking us through some of the things that he has in this garden. Trust me, it will blow your mind to know what actually he planted in this garden and the purpose that it actually serves. So, Mr. Clement,
yes,
what do you call this place?
It's called the Dreamers Garden.
Oh, okay.
It's a garden that provides the basic needs for our kitchen,
okay,
for the house, and also for the products that we are making. So it's a space where we find all this miracle things we have in Dreamers.
You talked about product that you make.
Yes.
What products do you make?
So we do produce moringa-based tea.
Okay.
So moringa tea, ginger tea, lemongrass tea. We have artemisia tea.
Okay.
We have different kinds of products that we also have available.
Okay.
Most of them we also export to the international market.
Okay.
Some are locally, people buy them locally. But yeah, the main thing is that also when people come to us and they have a special challenge, for instance, someone has blood pressure, we look at the herbs that we have and tailor it to their health.
Okay.
And also it's just a garden that you can find the most organic food you can find in the whole of the area, because we make sure that everything that we are growing here, we are using organic source substances. You can see the cow manure is here, we have the chicken manure, we have goat manure, we have foliar that we are building here. The topsoil is we're developing the topsoil, and we are running irrigation, and a lot of things are happening here that it's not even possible to just explain it unless you see it for yourself. And that's why most people come here, even from Europe, to come and experience what we are doing here.
Okay, so over here, do you apply chemicals that you say weedicide that is now common on the African continent? I would say I will limit that to only Ghana, because it's something that I think it's all over the African continent where the farming is actually predominant. So come to think of it, do you apply such things here?
We don't do that here. The main purpose of this place is to show people how to farm without using these chemicals.
Okay.
Because if you are telling people don't use chemicals, don't apply weedicide, don't, and then you are not having an alternative to show them, then you're just preaching nonsense.
Okay.
So what we do is basically show the way that it is possible to grow food and not have to use chemicals.
Okay.
We have a lot of materials here that we apply. For instance, if you look at where we used majority of this sawdust that
Okay.
you can easily find in our local
Sawdust. Oh,
sawdust.
sorry.
Yeah. You can find by the carpenters at wood shops and all that. They waste it, and this is material that are already available. In fact, we also have a lot of machines that you can make wood chips out of this.
Okay.
From the normal small branches you get when you prune your trees, you can use it to create this.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is what we normally will put around the beds to
So what's the
serve.
purpose of it?
So first, it absorbs moisture. So when it
Okay.
rains, all the water stays here. Water doesn't
It's
go
around.
away. No,
Okay.
water doesn't go away.
Mm.
All the water goes in.
To keep the place,
It keeps the
wet.
place moist. Secondly, it helps control the weeds.
Okay.
So weeds don't just germinate anyhow, because if you look at the thickness of this, weed cannot just easily germinate. So that's the thing. The second is also helps to the layout of
Okay.
the place, and generally makes the place beautiful.
Mm.
And then, like I said, the most important part is that it holds so much water that you do not have all the water running out. So if it rains today and the water goes in, it will stay till the next rain. So basically, yeah, it's a sustainable way of maintaining the farm.
All right. So are you in any way connected to the sources of power that we have in Ghana here? That's Netco, Dradeco, or ECG?
In so far we have been running on solar, but
Okay.
we also have some factory machines that we use to process our some of the products,
Okay.
like the moringa tea, this thing that requires a high amount of power.
Okay.
So far we are working together with the community to bring the ECG,
Okay.
to bring the systems here, but it's not connected yet. So currently we are fully on solar. The idea is to have at least 80% solar and then 20% on the national grid.
Okay. I understand that you don't, drink water treated by, the local water making companies. But you have to depend on this, what do you call it,
The
river.
river.
And the other time I heard about this, I was like, this place where we have typhoid, being one of the commonest,
Yes.
disease,
Yes.
and people get affected. Why will you have to, be drinking this? So let us know why you have to drink this and then not buying the treated water.
Yeah, it's a blessing to have the river close by. Knowing that this is fresh water. There are places they don't have this. We are fortunate to have it. Unfortunately, the pollution is too much. But it doesn't mean that this is not the best water you can find.
Okay.
The main challenge is how do you purify it to bring it to a standard that is drinkable. We have been able to take the water. We tested it. Yes, there's salmonella, there's E. coli. All these things give very bad illnesses, and also one of them is typhoid. So what we do is we take the water. We have a filtration system that is built locally, and we also dose it with seeds of moringa. So from there, we have what we call an eco-friendly filtration system that we have built by ourselves. And this system makes sure that the water is as clean as possible. In fact, it brings it to WHO standard,
Okay.
drinkable water. And then this water is what all the visitors who come from abroad, I mean, you see most of these, our traveling visitors, they're whites, normally have very fragile stomachs.
You mean they drink this water?
This is the water they drink.
Okay.
And so because they have very fragile stomachs, if the water is not clean, they will be sick.
Okay.
So if you have them, some of them staying here for 6 months,
Wow.
3 months, 2 months, and they are drinking this water and not getting sick, then you know that the water is really clean.
All right. Yeah. What is the
But this is beautiful.
Because it's beautiful. This we call Atakpame.
Atakpame.
People, do not actually respect, this so much. And
Yes.
the other time in our conversation, you were like, oh, in Europe you cannot own a house like this.
No, you
And
can't.
I was like, are you kidding me? So why will you have to put up these things, and then people from abroad, the whites to be
Yeah.
precise, come and then they reside in this?
Yeah, so they have seen the glass houses. You cannot build any better glass house than what they have built over there. They have
Okay.
skyscrapers that are so high that sometimes you can't even see the floor.
Okay, so
So,
so you have to put up this.
so what they have not seen is our local architecture.
Okay.
Now these days they call it F building.
F building. Okay.
It's now become a trend where they are
Okay.
building with this local materials and mud houses and all this stuff. So it's the African man who doesn't appreciate what he has, and he's running to take what the white man is building. But when you go there, they are going back to building it the way we used to do it.
Okay.
Because one, inside is cooler. You don't need air condition to stay inside this room.
Okay.
That's number one. And even if you put air condition there, it's going to be so cold at the point you have to turn it off. So your consumption of electricity will become very low.
No.
And so at the end of the day, with a little bit of ventilation, the houses are designed such a way that they harness a lot of energy inside them. So the very fact that our grandfathers used to stay in this and live longer and have more comfortable life, most local people when they come here, especially the older generation, they say, wow, this is the kind of house they would like to sleep in.
That's interesting.
It's only the younger ones who want to go the modern glass houses, but those modern houses also come with their very high consumption rate
Okay.
of electricity, of sophisticated technology, all these things. But I think that this our local mart do justice to the weather that we are in. So why not promote it and use more of that? And so that's what we're doing.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it will shock you and interest you to also know that that building you're seeing over there is actually put up with mud, and it's more or less a story building, because I've actually climbed to the top and then I've seen how it is. At times, I feel scared.
It's
that,
going to fall.
it's actually mind blowing the way the structure is actually put up and how cool inside is. Trust me, you will love to stay here all the time. And in fact, I really love the way it is. I actually would want to entreat our fellow Africans to, at least, appreciate what we have, because trust me, elsewhere, things that will least, give much appreciation to, it's what they actually fancy. Okay, so the animals that you rear here, do
Yeah.
you sell them, or you just use them
Oh
for the
no,
people that come here?
it's
You-
for training purposes and
Okay.
also for exposure to let our people know that some of these things we can do. But of course, once in a while, some we make nice bills when we have visitors and stuff like that.
I can see cassava planted all around. And what do you use it for?
So it's not only cassava. There's a lot of things in between, but there's also
Okay.
cassava, moringa, bananas. All these kind of things are inside there. Um, Sometime at a point, we wanted to make sure that we have enough food here to feed the people that come here.
Okay.
We have a small food forest, and the idea is that the food forest is supposed to feed approximately 100 people.
Okay.
And we want to have a farm to table experience, so that when you come, whatever you're going to eat here is from the farm.
Okay.
You can even go and pick it. You can see the things you are growing here. You can just go and pick, with the exception of salt.
Okay.
Everything should come from our own farm.
Right, so this is Dreamers Garden, and that is where we just came out from, and then we're taking you to some other places where it will blow your mind. So just journey with me while I take you to this particular place. All right, so as you can see, this is Femke Park. That is Nana Awake, and over here we have sheep, being reared. Here we have ducks. We have a lot of animals. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, you still live on your digital media, and right here we are at the River Oti shores, and then we'll be having some interaction. There is some conversation with people that actually come from abroad to Jim Village for that matter, and we have our
Susie.
sister here. Your name, please.
Susie.
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 Where do you come from?
Austria.
Austria.
Yes.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm learning a lot about myself here.
Okay.
I'm learning a lot about herbs
Okay.
and getting to connect with the people,
Okay.
with the earth. and with the environment.
Okay.
It's quite different. It's
The
a,
environment is quite different.
yes, it's a huge difference. And I never had such an experience before.
Okay. You never had such an experience before.
Yeah,
You mean in your entire life?
yeah, I could say that. Yes.
So what brought you here?
He brought me here. I got to know him,
Okay.
and hearing about Dream Village and the vision, and yeah, I wanted to experience it, to feel it.
Okay. So how do you find this place?
Where did I find it? How I find it?
How do you find this place?
You-
Is it
now.
now?
How do you experience this place?
Your experiences are, yeah.
Very interesting. I see the hard work and the hot climate, and yet the people are so friendly and so kind, and it's very touching. It's very moving and very inspiring, and it gives me lessons for my life ahead.
So what do you tell your colleagues, those that are watching you? Look into the camera.
What I'm telling my colleagues, come here, don't expect anything. Try to really get in touch with the people, with the land, with the elements, and feel it, and get a new experience with yourself. In my home, there is such a hustle. It's all so busy and so fast, and then we cannot overlook things. And here you learn to get grounded again. And this is very unique and very essential.
Unique and essential.
Yeah.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it all from Mother Susan, and she actually attested that this place is actually good, for people to come and then visit, and then at least have their life rejuvenated, and that is exactly what she's doing here. And Mr. Clement, what do you have to say about what you just said?
Come and experience. That's the best I can tell.
Okay, that's interesting. So, will you advise people to come to Dream Village?
Yes, I would advise them, of
You
course.
advise people to come.
Yes, yes.
So, how long have you stayed there?
Well, it's almost 7 weeks now, and I have 1 week left.
Okay.
And don't come too short, because if you come too short, you are overwhelmed. It's too hot. It's too different, and then you cannot dive deep enough. Come long.
Okay, they should come long.
Yes.
Meaning they should come and then stay overly long. That's what you mean.
Well, it's my very first time in Africa here,
Okay.
and I came
First time in Africa.
the very first time ever.
That's
And
interesting.
yes, and I came here on some health issues, so it was quite brave. But as long as I stay, the more I understand the place, the more I feel the place, and the more the healing sets in.
Okay.
So come long enough.
You've been talking about health.
Yeah.
Are you in any way into that profession?
No.
Okay, so which profession do you find yourself?
Well, I'm a sort of an artist. I have, and I learned gardener when I was younger,
Okay.
and animal care keeper, something like that. But no, it's not my profession. I wanted to understand more about the indigenous.
Okay.
I wanted to reconnect with myself, with the elements. I wanted to meet different people, different kind of look at life, and I wanted to learn.
All right. So thanks for having you here.
Thank you.
What do you have for our viewers?
I think what I have is people who are interested, come and experience for yourself. There's a lot of things you cannot feel or experience until you have been here physically, because like the smells of citronella and vetiver and all those things, you cannot feel it through the screen.
Not at all.
And the experience of what you can see, the cameras cannot capture it.
Not at all.
So it's only possible to experience it when you are on the ground. The other part of it is let's value our local resources and materials. They are valuable. Let's not throw them away. A lot of it we can reuse and upcycle for the benefit of our community. And let's start to look at how do we use our local resources to build the Africa, the Ghana that we all want.
So how do someone contact Dream Village?
The dreamvillageghana.org is our website. They can also contact me. When you go on that website, you find my contact, but you can also contact through our normal, if I can put the number out there.
Certainly.
So if people want to reach out through WhatsApp or through any of the or call, direct call is 02475 30020. 02475 and if you want to have any conversation, we're more than happy to welcome you here.
All right, so thanks for having you.
My pleasure.